So, yeah, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case is still going on, which I want to talk about one more thing when it comes to this, because it's been coming up in conversation. I've been seeing other people posting about it still, and if I didn't make this clear in one of my last videos, one of the attitudes that people have towards this that I disagree with is this idea that just because you're a woman, you should be believed. Now, like I said in my last video, it takes one to know one. And one of the only reasons why I'm willing to talk about this is because of how far I've come. So I want you to know now that I'm going to end this on hopefully a high note of we can all change if we're willing to change. But the other reason why I'm willing to talk about this is because I've been there. I've been someone who knows what it's like to get pushed so far past your breaking point that you feel like you can't control yourself. And I've hit guys that I was with as a teenager. That was a long time ago. I'm gonna state that too. I've also been hit. And I wanna say that I am not justifying any physical violence. I want to say that, get that out of the way right now. If anything, the reason why I want to talk about this is because I know from personal experience that you can be the kind of person who can be pushed past your breaking point to the point where you feel like you don't have control over yourself and you punch somebody or slap somebody. I didn't do it a lot, but I've done it a couple of times. I know what it's like to push somebody else past their breaking point to the point where they punch you. That's happened once in my life. I have a scar on my eyebrow. It's not this one that you guys can see easily. You can just barely see this scar right there. Like I said, it's not this one. That one's from an eyebrow ring. But I have a very light scar. That used to be a giant hole in my face when it happened. And again, I'm not justifying any violence. But when that happened to me, I didn't blame anybody but myself. I didn't blame the person who hit me because I pushed him past his breaking point. I know what it's like to be the kind of person who is mentally manipulative. I was a teenager, a lot of hormones going on. As Robin Williams say, myself and the people I was with at that time, we were damaged people. But when I got punched in the face, I looked at the people around me and said, you know what? I deserved it. And again, this is not me justifying anything. But I recognized my own culpability in the situation. And now I'm at a point where I would never even let an interaction with somebody get to that point. So I'm not on anybody's side. I'm not on Amber Heard's side. I'm not on Johnny Depp's side. They both contributed to this, what's going on right now. But what I do want to say is that we cannot just believe women because they're women. We can't do it. Because there are women out there who are responsible for the physical violence that they perpetrate on others. And the reason, again, why I want to talk about this is because I've been there on the female side of things, where I was with a guy who would never in a million years touch me. Maybe at the most, very gently hold me back. But only once have I pushed someone to the point where they couldn't control themselves. And even then, he cried, he apologized, and he did everything he could to help me with what I needed, because I had a big gash across my face. I'm lucky that was a long time ago, so you can barely see it now. So this idea that we should just believe women because they're women. I mean, nowadays, we've also got the competing theories of what is a woman. How can you believe a woman just because they're a woman if we don't know what a woman is? So there's that. I don't believe in that. There are distinct differences between biological females and biological males physically. I think gender, as I said in my other video about what we can change and what we can't change, gender is a human construct, but biology is not. But still, there are women out there that are manipulative, very manipulative, and will pose as victims. And one of the things that I've heard people talk about along with all of this is the perfect victim. You don't have to be the perfect victim. Well, what if you're not really the victim at all? What if you're the perpetrator as a woman? What then? They exist. They absolutely exist. I know this is hard for some people to hear. I get called a bigot all the time for trying to bring this subject to the forefront of people's minds. But more and more, every day, every generation, we have more women who are physically violent with men who would never in a million years hurt them. And I feel like those men need to be stood up for. Now again, I'm not standing up for Johnny Depp or Amber Heard. Not either of them. I am not for or against either one. I don't know enough about that. From what I've seen, she is very, very deceptive. And I do feel like we have to call out the bad ones when we see them. I feel like that's a big part of this. Because at the end of the day, if we want women to be believed, the ones who deserve belief, we have to call out the ones who don't deserve to be believed. And people don't deserve to be believed just because of their biology. Nor do people deserve to be considered the perpetrator because of their biology. Not all men are crappy. Not all women are angels. Nope, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. And it's more the case every day. If you haven't seen the first video that I shared about this from my personal experience with others, I will link that in the description. Because we don't have to rehash that. You can just go check out that video. We all want to have compassion, but innocent until proven guilty has to go both ways. Has to go both ways for men and women. Guilty until proven innocent doesn't work in either direction. We have to get back to this idea of innocent until proven guilty. But when proven guilty, we need to be okay with that because that's reality. There are women out there who are violent when men are not. And I feel like this is an opportunity to talk about that because I don't think it's mentioned enough with everything else that's going on. I don't think we should demonize anybody, but that goes both ways. Nor do I think we should consider anyone an angel until we truly understand. Maybe instead of innocent until proven guilty, it should be skeptical until proven guilty. Maybe that's what we need to do. Skeptical until proven guilty. I like that better. Yeah. I would love to hear your thoughts. I reached out to someone that I am getting to know on Instagram because she was one of the people who prompted me to want to talk about this because of her sharing some things on the radical feminist side of believing Amber Heard. And what I said to her in my message, asking her if she could please share her opinions on why she feels like we should just believe women because they're women. We should just stand up for women because they're women. I also said, I cannot ignore the lifetime of knowledge I have on behavior and body language. And so I have to be skeptical of Amber Heard. And I've watched a lot of this trial at this point because I won't talk about anything that I'm not intimately familiar with. So because I wanted to talk about it, I would have never watched it otherwise if I didn't want to talk about it. But I watched it. I've watched a lot of this case over the last 20 days because I wanted to talk about it. Because I feel like we have to be informed if we're going to be talking about something. And so I've watched a lot of Amber Heard. And what I can say for sure is that she is deceptive. And I have not seen one shred of evidence that Johnny Depp ever did anything other than take a phone out of her hand and slam some cabinets around. I don't know what happened to his finger. Oh my God. Ugh. I saw the actual images of his finger without the finger wound blurred out. Oh my gosh. It's rare I get somatic feedback. Oh, that gave me some gnarly somatic feedback. Whole visceral reaction going on there. Ugh. But to be fair, when she knows that there's an audio recording going on, her screaming and going, oh God, no, Johnny, don't do it. We can hear it. I try to remind people of this all the time. We are actually better evolutionarily at telling when people are lying, even through audio. We are better at telling whether or not someone is truthful or healthy even than we realize. And again, I have a lot of innate ability in this, but I've also developed my ability in this. I've developed it in a lot of ways, including just studying it academically, as well as having a lot of real world application in understanding it. I just did a video the other day about how the average person who calls themselves an empath is not psychic in any way, shape, or form. What they are experiencing is not extrasensory. Your average empath is just somebody who had a bad childhood that doesn't realize that they are seeing and hearing things that are actually happening that they're picking up on. It's not some psychic ability being an empath. It's that you're seeing things that you just don't realize have scientific understanding, that have real world, tangible effects that we can point out. So it's not, most people who think they're empaths, it's not intuition. It's your eyeballs picking up on stuff. It's your ears picking up on stuff that you just don't realize your brain has the ability to sort out for you, even if you don't intellectually understand it. We can all do this to different, varying degrees. So we know. We can try to deny it all we want, but we know. And so if I was going to make a bet on it, from everything I've seen, I would say that Johnny Depp is innocent of having ever been, maybe more than once, actually physically violent with her, as far as I can tell. Maybe. And even then, from what I've seen, I'm guessing he's the kind of person who, like I've experienced, that person will try to hold you back as you're trying to be violent with them. And Amber Heard you know, we've heard the audio. We've heard the audio of her telling him that he was a baby because he got hit and he was saying he was punched. I'll see if I can find the audio for you guys so you can hear this.
Plaintiff's Exhibit 343. For the record, this is an audio recording, and it's quite lengthy, so we intend to play certain portions of it.
Okay.
I'm telling you, if you lost memory last night of kicking me out the door with the fucker hitting me,
Again,
and
sorry.
and your memory is gone from you kicking the bathroom door and hitting me in the skull as I was bent
Again,
down.
I am
Wait,
sorry.
if you have those memory fucking, you know, divots.
I was upset. There was a lot going on,
okay,
and I was
but
on
wait.
an Ambien.
Okay,
Like,
but
why are you obsessing over the fact that I can't remember it the way you remembered it? I said I was sorry. I didn't deny
know
it.
that. I'm not talking about that. What I want, it's not to get you mad. It's not to get. It's just to get out of a bad situation while it's happening before it gets worse. In Australia, when we had the big fight where I lost the tip of my finger, at least 5 bathrooms and 2 bedrooms I went to.
To avoid talking to me. To
To
avoid
escape
working
the-
out. That's
to escape
the problem.
the fight.
You don't escape the fight. You escape the solution.
No.
You escape the solution.
No.
You escape figuring it out. We cannot work it out if you run away to the bathroom every time.
Listen to me. Listen to me. A boxer can't go 12 rounds without a fucking minute break.
I'm not giving you.
I seem to think that there's this cowardice in me that runs away and I don't fight for you.
And you're justifying that by saying I throw pots and pans? Okay, cool. Let's
No.
talk about everything you do wrong.
I'm not the one who said, no, I said to you, hey, tell Travis what just happened.
Oh, you told me to do it. You told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no, tell him what just happened.
And I lied.
And that you punched me in the
You're right.
fucking thing. And
You figured
in
it
the
out.
face. And you said, no, fucking, no, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? And I
didn't
watched
punch
you lie. And then
I didn't punch you,
and
by
then
the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, you've been in a lot of fights. You've been around a long time. I know. Yeah.
No, when you fucking have a close
You
fist.
didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are your toes?
What am I supposed to do? Do this?
How are your
I'm
toes?
not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you start.
You are such a baby. Grow the fuck up,
Because you start
Johnny.
physical fights.
I did start a physical
Yeah,
fight.
you did. So I had
Because-
to get the fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You are admirable.
That's pretty damning evidence. So, I remain skeptical until proven guilty, but I'd say at this point she's been proven guilty. The behavior panel has some, like 4 now, amazing videos on her testimony. So I would recommend going and checking that out. I love the behavior panel. Thank you, Mom, for introducing me to them. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys for joining me for another video. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. I almost said subscribe, but I promised I wouldn't do that anymore once I got the 100 subscribers to get my custom URL. So, check out all those links in the description. And I know if you're enjoying my videos here, you'll definitely enjoy the links in the description. That includes working with me one-on-one. I have 6 spots open, so if you would like to work with me one-on-one to end those cycles of suffering in your life, because we can change. And this is what I wanted to end this on, which I almost forgot. We're all capable of changing. We are all capable of changing. If we really want to change, we can change anything. Even I recognized that my inability, or my feeling like I had the inability to control myself, was wrong. That I could control myself and that hitting people because I felt like I was getting pushed beyond my breaking point was wrong. And so I changed. It doesn't happen overnight, but it happens pretty quickly once you decide to do so. And at this point, I don't get to that point. I will not get to that point. I won't. The way I handle things now, from the very beginning of a situation, it could never go that direction anymore because I've changed how I handle things from the beginning. So it's not even that I just don't hit people anymore when I get to that point. I don't get to that point because I changed things from the beginning. I ended the cycles of suffering in my life, and I want to help you do the same. So, if there's anything, because in my holistic practice, we work with body, spirit, and mind. Because all of the systems have to be healthy for happiness to come naturally. I had somebody on Instagram start trying to tell me that spirituality was nonsense and non-scientific, and that's neither here nor there. But they also tried to tell me that if your body is healthy, your mind will follow, was what they said. And I know from personal experience of not just my own personal experience with myself, but with working with others, that you can't just have a healthy body and expect to have a healthy mind. You can't have a healthy mind and expect to just have a healthy body. They do help each other, but one does not automatically lead to another. Although, if your mind, for instance, is unhealthy and you get your mind healthy, that can lead to your body being more healthy, and vice versa, and your spirit in that sense, whatever you want to consider it. I've talked before about how even for those who aren't spiritual, there is a spirit aspect, that what I consider a spirit aspect, which is the soul work of working on your purpose in life. Some would consider that the mind. I consider them all three different things because you have the body, mind, and spirit. But when all of the systems are healthy, happiness comes naturally. And when you start to work on one, yes, the others do improve. But you gotta be conscious of all of them, because you could have the most healthy body in the world and a crap mindset going on, and trying to improve your body more is not going to improve your mindset, and vice versa. You can have a really great mindset, but not taking care of your body and taking care of your mindset more is not going to take care of your body. All the systems have to be taken care of. But when you do take care of all the systems, as A Course in Miracles says, to heal is to make happy. All the systems healthy, and then happiness comes naturally. So, if you want to end those cycles of suffering in your life, if you want to get off that hamster wheel of hurting and healing, or just hurting in general, I would love to help you with that. I just totally blanked. That's what I was going to say. I also have Patreon available for those who would like to get in on all of the self-study teachings that I have available. That includes guided meditations, journal exercises, workshop replays, my intuitive lifestyle course, which is the basics of what I do with my clients one-on-one, and so much more available on Patreon for just $23 a month is the first membership tier I have available. That gives you everything I just mentioned and more. And then I have 2 other tiers that have their own little perks. So don't forget to check that out. I know if you enjoy my videos here, you will definitely enjoy my videos and all the things that I have on Patreon. What else? dōTERRA. dōTERRA, if you are a natural living nerd like me, if you want to replace all of those synthetic chemicals in your home with the best plant-based products, natural living products, dōTERRA is your one-stop shop. It's getting hot. I want to take a nap, so I'm going to end it there. As always, guys, may the energies you serve you well. Let's keep making our way through. And let's live to fight another day. There is so much more important things going on right now than this case, which is why I try to use it as an opportunity to talk about other things that are important. I mean, for instance, what happened to that Ministry of Truth? You know, all of a sudden in America we have the Disinformation Governance Board. That's something we should be talking about. I'm trying to like ease into this because I don't want to like get community strikes and before I grow my audience a little more to keep myself safe. But yeah, whatever happened to that? That's something we should definitely be paying attention to. The Disinformation Governance Board. We literally have our own Ministry of Truth in America now, folks. And I would definitely like to make 1984 fiction again, as JP would say. So, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me for another video. See you in the next one.